Hi, I'm Darrah with Hollywood Today. We're here in the beautiful city of Los Angeles talking with writer, director, and producer Ash Baron Cohen about his upcoming projects, one of which stars Lenny Kravitz, as well as what inspires him as a filmmaker and artist. Hi Ash, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Darrah.
So, tell me about your latest film starring Lenny Kravitz.
Well, it's a film that we aim to shoot this year, and it's a sort of a Basic Instinct type movie. And it's Lenny Kravitz in his first leading role, playing a literary professor at a college, and where a bunch of mysterious murders take place. But really, it's about a man's quest for his passion for art.
And how did it come into play that you were going to direct a Lenny?
Well, Lenny had seen my last film, This Girl's Life, and I think he'd responded to the fact that I'd used an unknown girl in the lead role for that, and she was playing opposite Jimmy Woods, the powerhouse Jimmy Woods, and...
Or James Woods, as we all know him.
Or James Woods, or Jimbo Woods, or Jumbo Woods, as he's known with a huge number of female fans that he has. But he'd seen that performance, and I think he responded to it and realized that he was someone who was working with a relative newcomer, and the girl did really well. Juliette Marquis did really well in that film and matched Jimbo, Jumbo, sort of toe-to-toe.
I'm starting rumors now.
Stride for stride, and so I think we met, and there was a good sort of creative synergy there, and I think he trusts me as a director.
So tell me about Radioactive. That is a script you did, right?
Yep, that was a script that I really wanted to make a gangster movie, and this one's told from a female gangster standpoint. So I suppose deep down we all have a female gangster kicking and screaming, dying to get out, and I know I do.
I do.
And so, yeah, this is a movie set in contemporary Los Angeles, where there's, you know, a large history of gang-related cultures, and a city of 100 different cultures, and most of the cultures here have gangs, ranging from, well, you only have to go back into the history here, and even the Native American tribes, the Indian tribes, were gangs of sorts. And then the different cultures that have come in have all had their own gangs before they've got legitimized. And this is about the latest gang that's here in LA, which is, I guess, the Russian gang, the Russian mafia. But it's yeah, set here in contemporary LA. Wonderful.
Now, what filmmakers inspire your work? Who do you like? Who do you watch?
I've always, I've always been inspired by Kubrick. You know, he seemed to be able to get that delicate hybrid, that delicate marriage between making movies that were definitely artistic and, you know, will be remembered for centuries to come, but they still were money-making movies. They were still managed to reach large audiences.
So what are your goals?
To be making movies when I'm still in my wheelchair and having a catheter, and you'll be able to pull out the catheter and just go action, and that will signal that I'll be able to use the toilet, and then you know, but keep making movies, and making movies that hopefully will be enjoyed.
Do you dream in color or black and white?
Well, it's funny because I'm actually legally blind without my contact lenses on.
Really?
And some people say that's very obvious from watching my movies, that there's a strange visual sense. But yeah, so, and it's funny because when I do dream, I think I have 20/20 vision in my dream. I don't have these sort of blurry images where I can't make people out, which would be really just terrible if you actually took your short sight, your myopia, into your dream state. And you just couldn't really, you were dreaming, you're like, what the hell is that? Oh my God, it's a pink elephant. No, it's actually, yeah, you think it's a pink elephant, but it's actually your mother or something, you know, so that could be really awful.
God knows what you would do if you didn't know, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, having sex with a pink elephant would take on a whole different connotations if it was, in fact, a family relative.
So you've worked with a couple of up-and-comers that have now become pretty famous actors in their own right, Misha Barton and Wentworth Miller. Can you tell me, would you like to work with them again? I know Misha, it was on Pups, which was a fantastic film, and then Wentworth Miller, it was Confession, the short film, and he went on to do Prison Break.
Right.
So what are your feelings about working with actors again?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think once you've worked with an actor, you've you know, my background's in experimental psychology, so you sort of break down a lot of barriers, trying to get them to get to different places and pushing them to different places that they don't necessarily want to go. And but after you've done that, you do sort of feel like family. You feel like you've had, you know, you've had a couple of those big blowout arguments. No, but you've just been so creative together that there's a kinship there, and so yeah, there's a familiarity, I think, as well. So at least I do anyway. I would definitely like to work with both those actors again. I think Misha is really sort of underrated. After the huge sort of success of the OC, it's hard to imagine her being a sort of a real cutting-edge actress, but you only have to look at some of her work. She's a really interesting actor who I don't think has given her sort of her just desserts. And then Wentworth Miller is, I think, just sort of a fierce intelligence, you know, that sort of comes across in his acting. And we did that. You know, we did that film, you know, set in a female prison, and yeah, I mean, it's also such a great thing when you see someone who's, you know, not happy with the industry because of the fact the industry relies on names to drive things forward or drive projects or get projects greenlit, and then you see him explode and sort of go on the covers of all these different TV guides and billboards and so forth, and it's a great thing.
For the latest in breaking entertainment news and to read the full story on Ash Baron Cohen, visit HollywoodToday.net. I'm Darrah Lamontre. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time on the red carpet.
Смотри в окно.